Hi everyone, this is Sherry here at the Little Beading Closet. These are the beautiful dangling earrings that we're going to be making today. Don't mind me, it's over 100 degrees here. So let's go inside, cool off, and start a beading project.
To make a pair of these long, elegant dangling earrings, you're going to need 24 of the 3x4mm crystal rondelles, a total of 8 3mm fire polish beads, size 11 seed beads, and I'm going to finish them off using a pair of wire guards and ear wires. If you saw my unboxing video for Potomac Beads July edition, you'll know that all these beads came from that collection, and that was the inspiration behind these earrings. I'll be using my favorite size 12 beading needle for this project and fire line today. I'll use it in this black color so we can see what we're doing in the tutorial. Just keep in mind that when you work with lighter crystals, the thread color could come into play and show through your crystal. You can begin with about 10 to 12 inches of thread on your needle and pick up all 4 of the crystals. Bring them down near the end of your thread. You just need a little bit of tail left so you can tie a knot here. Make sure you pull it nice and tight. Secure that with 2 or 3 knots, pulling very tight. Then I like to needle 1 crystal past my knot, pulling tight, and then trimming off my tail. Next, we'll be putting 1 size 11 seed bead between each crystal. So just pick one up and come into the next crystal, repeating that all the way around. For a total of 4 times. On this last one, you can go ahead and also come into the size 11 seed bead after the crystal. Make sure this is all pulled nice and tight. Next, pick up 4 size 11 seed beads and needle into the size 11 here on the other side of your crystal. And pull that around the crystal. Coming through the crystal, step into the size 11 past your crystal. Again, pick up 4 of the size 11 seed beads and needle into the size 11 over here on the other side of your crystal, pulling those seed beads around your crystal, and then I'll needle through the crystal. At this point, I'd like to add a half hitch knot right here above the crystal. Putting my needle back through the little loop formed and pulling the knot onto this thread. And then just needling through these seed beads. Coming back around the crystal. I'm going to go through all the seed beads and through the next crystal. Add just one more half hitch knot here. So again, I'm coming from behind, creating a little loop, putting my needle through it, and pulling that knot onto the thread. I always like to needle a bead or 2 away from my knot. I'm going to sit this down and trim off the tail. We just made the center section for the earring. Next, we're going to make 2 of the ends. You'll need to work on making one of these units and come through your crystal, but don't add any half-hitch knots. I just want to retrace this top arch of size 11 seed beads. So we're going to work on coming through all of those. Coming through 2 at a time works pretty well. And the last 2, coming out this 2 size 11s before the crystal. Picking up 7 of my size 11 seed beads, I'll needle into the top 2 size 11s here above this crystal. Turning it in my hand. Picking up 7 more of the size 11 seed beads. And coming into the size 11 here above the crystal. And we're going to retrace this top curve, coming through the top 2, down 2, plus 1 more seed bead. Picking up 1 seed bead, we're going to needle down the next 5. And pull that into the corner. Picking up 1 more seed bead, we're going to needle through these 4 here at the bottom. And pull that into that corner. And if you just take a moment to look, you can tell that we'll be putting 1 seed bead here and 1 seed bead here. So picking up 1, coming through the next 5 seed beads, and then picking up the last seed bead, coming into the 11s here, pulling that into the corner. I just need to finish off my thread, so I'll needle a few more beads away. Continue along my edge. Again, I'll add a half hitch knot by coming from behind my work up through here and forming a loop, needling back through that loop and pulling a knot there between the beads, and then needling 1 bead away from that knot. Now all you need to do is make 1 more. So I'm going to cut the tail off the first one. Go ahead and leave the thread on your second piece that you made. We'll be using it to connect our pieces together with the 3mm fire polish and size 11 seed beads. Exiting at our size 11 seed bead right here, pick up 1 of your 3mm fire polish and a size 11 seed bead. Enter into the 2 size 11s right before your crystal, and then you'll be pulling this piece up next to this one. Needle through the crystal and the next 2 size 11s. Pick up 1 seed bead and 1 3mm and come into the size 11 here. Start needling along the edge of your size 11s. We need to needle around all of our size 11s here until we're exiting right here. And step into the seed bead right here, picking up a 3mm and a size 11 seed bead. Needle into the 2 size 11s before your crystal. through the crystal and the 2 11s after it, picking up your seed bead and your 3mm and coming into the size 11s here on the outside edge. Continuing to work my way up to the top of the arch. I'll be using a wire guard here at the top of my earring to attach my ear wire. So I want my thread to be exiting right here at this space. Now that I have my thread exiting at the correct space, I could go straight into my wire guard. I need to prepare my wire guard to use because it's not quite wide enough to fit around these 2 beads like I would like. As you can see at the end of the wire guard, there's little tubes for your needle and thread to go through, but you do have to be very gentle with them, otherwise they will crimp very easily. Holding on to both sides of it, I just pull it apart gently and carefully so it has more space to fit around the beads. And this should be a much better opening than what it was. In lieu of that, if you're not using the wire guards and you just want to attach only an ear wire, your center point would be here between these 2 beads. Next, I will be kneading into the wire guard, pulling it here, and then needling down the other side of it through the little tube. And there's a little channel here at the top. You just want to make sure that your thread sits inside of it. And then I'll start needling into my seed beads. Coming through 2 of them, past the wire guard, and then needle back through the crystal, and coming back up the 2 seed beads, 1 and 2, and through the wire guard. I'm just going to come back down the other side of my wire guard, making sure the thread goes right in the channel on top. I needle down away from the wire guard, add a 1/2 hitch knot, needle away from the knot, and trim off the tail. Attach your ear wire and enjoy your new pair of earrings. As always, I hope you have a beautiful day.